Gorilla Tag is doing another dumb thing. A Gorilla Tag is re-implementing the K-ID system, and I don't think a single Gorilla Tag player agrees with it. But Gorilla Tag is basically making it, and so if you're not 18 or older in Gorilla Tag, then you can't access 90% of this game's functionality. So there have been a lot of videos already covering this topic, but I have an experience of my own to share with you guys with my experience with the K-ID system, which I will tell you guys at the end of the video. But now another thing that they've changed with the new implementation of KID is that they're making it and so parents can directly through like their phones control what you have access to in Gorilla Tag, including changing your name, speaking in-game and having other people hear you, and joining private servers. That's right, they're making it so you can't join private games. It might just be me, but that just seems a little too far. So Gorilla Tag has tried to use KID before, and just about nobody liked it, which caused them to remove it. So that makes me confused of why they're trying to add it back. But there's a lot of different variables to this, but I think a potential theory is that Gorilla Tag is trying to shift attention off of Gorilla Tag and so they can release their new non-18 plus project and have it do well, instead of just people not caring and still playing Gorilla Tag. But I don't think Gorilla Tag is just gonna let you put whatever age you want. I think that they're making you verify your age, probably with ID or a picture, which just about nobody has ever heard of K-ID, and so nobody really knows where this information goes, which is probably concerning to a lot of parents and players of Gorilla Tag. So this system is said to be implemented on May 18th, and for a lot of people, the time you'll be seeing this video will be May 18th. So when you're seeing this, Gorilla Tag will probably already be on its downfall. There have already been a lot of videos talking about K-ID, and nobody thinks highly of it, so this could very well be the end of Gorilla Tag as we know it. Gorilla Tag has, however, stated that everybody can still play Gorilla Tag, just nobody's gonna have fun with it anymore because Gorilla Tag is a social game and it gets its popularity off of playing with other players. There's been a lot of extremely negative backlash Gorilla Tag has gotten for this, so if they do choose to go through with this, I don't think it'll stick around for long just because of the amount of people who hate this new system. Alright, so now we're going to do some pros and cons. Let's start out with pros. Let me think. So the idea of K-ID is to protect young players in Gorilla Tag, but I just don't necessarily agree with how they're doing it, because their whole method of protecting people is if you're not protected, you can't play Gorilla Tag. That's basically what they're doing here. Alright, but now for that experience I've had with K-ID that I mentioned at the beginning of this. But before I got my Quest 3S, I was playing Gorilla Tag on a Quest 2, which worked perfectly to play Gorilla Tag. Then K-ID rolled around, and it completely did not work anymore. I tried to play on my Quest 2 the other day to see how it would go, and ever since K-ID came around on my Quest 2, it's literally bricked Gorilla Tag from working. The game runs it literally does not connect to the servers. Therefore, all the cosmetics I had are gone on the Quest 2. Thankfully, I was able to load those accounts onto the new headset, but to people who didn't have that option, perhaps like 3 years worth of cosmetics could just be gone for them. All because the system didn't work. So, Gorilla Tag had this thing to where on your thumbstick you had to select your age, and there was no form of verification to this. And so, but as soon as you put in your age, either it left on a completely black screen, which happened for a lot of people, or it worked and it said 0 players online, 0 players banned, you had no cosmetics, and you couldn't join any rooms. So giving Gorilla Tag the benefit of the doubt, this has not been in the game for a long time. They could have had a long time to tweak their system, but it seems that they didn't put a lot of time into tweaking it, and so players actually gain something from it. Because Gorilla Tag, the only thing Gorilla Tag is accomplishing is removing their player base. Because Gorilla Tag gets its popularity from young people, and so less young people in the game means less people buying shiny rocks and bundles. That means less money for Gorilla Tag, and then less funding for future Another Axiom projects, and I honestly don't see anything good coming out of this. But feel free to share your experiences in the comments. And another variable is that summer is coming around, and so for a lot of people who can't play Gorilla Tag a lot during the school week, and summer is really the time where Gorilla Tag's popularity spikes because more players on the game. KID completely prevents that because all the people who are still in school, boom, they can't play Gorilla Tag anymore. So, still supporting my claim of nothing good has come of this. So I know that there is surely something I missed on this topic, and so if you know something I don't, please put it in the comments, and I might make a follow-up video if I said something wrong. So, regardless, thanks to everyone who watched, and peace for Gorilla Tag.